I recently went on a Western Caribbean cruise on the Disney Fantasy, and here's my review on the dolphin encounter at Dolphinaris in Cozumel, Mexico. When you book an excursion through Disney Port Adventures, you are going to get information such as the time, the meeting location for your excursion, and you can get this information through the Disney Cruise Line app, so it's really important to make sure you have that downloaded. Our excursion left at 10 or met at 10. So we went down to the pier to meet for our excursion, and there was a large group of people. So they were checking everyone in, making sure everybody was in the right spot. We actually met prior to that in, they have different meeting places throughout the ship depending on your excursion, and got a sticker. So we were able to get paired up by where you were going, for example. So we met down on the pier, and they divided everyone up into the different experiences that they were going to have. And ours was a dolphin encounter where you got to swim with the dolphins. So once they had everyone kind of lined up and ready to go, we all walked together through a shopping district, which was, you know, kind of nice. But it's definitely convenient for them to have you walk through a shopping district because you know you're going to have to walk back through that shopping district. But it's also nice if you don't have an excursion booked that you can walk from the cruise ship right up to the shopping district and, you know, kind of do a little shopping without having to really have an excursion. But they walked us through the shopping district, and then we took us to our taxis / cabs. Think about maybe 10 of us fit on in each taxi. And it was about a 5-minute walk from the ship to where we were meeting the taxi. And then it was about maybe a 10-minute cab ride to Dolphinaris. So once we got into Dolphinaris, they divided everybody up, because if you were swimming with dolphins, then you were put in groups of about 10 to 12. And then you could also just be an observer. There were different levels of what you could do. So we were put into groups, and then we had to wait. Meanwhile, they had a bar with free beverages. I believe they were all non-alcoholic at that point, but I'm not sure because that was a very quick experience. But they had like slushies, which were really good and refreshing. And so we waited for our guide. They took everyone at the same time, even if we were in different groups. They took everyone and explained what was going to happen. You got a life preserver vest to put on, and then you were able to put things in your lockers. The lockers were not free. I believe they're free if you book the VIP version of the excursion, but there was an age limit on that, and we had someone with us that was under that age limit to get the VIP. So I believe the locker was about $20, but you can put everything in your locker, and then they take you down. There was about 4 or 5 different areas where your small group went in order to interact with the dolphins. Now, this excursion is approximately $99. It was about 3 to 4 hours total that we spent at the entire complex, because there's a variety of different things that you do. So the first thing that we did was we had our experience with the dolphins, where we went down and we learned different signals to give to the dolphin. If we were going to do, we swam with them, and we got to have them give us a kiss. So it was a couple different interactions that we were able to do with the dolphin, which none of us had done before. So it was really a unique experience in that way. And then afterwards, you were able to kayak or snorkel. You might have been able to do both. We only ended up kayaking. I will say it's different if you've not ever kayaked on the ocean before, and it's definitely way different than kayaking at Castaway Cay if you've ever done that. But the ocean was a little bit rocky And getting in and out of the kayak was a little bit tricky. It was a little bit, for me, I felt it was a little bit scary at first, but then it was a very neat experience. And then they had a small snorkeling area. We passed through that in order to get to the kayaks, but we did not stay and snorkel, but then you could snorkel if you were interested in that. And then when you were ready, they took you to an area for lunch. And there was a little bit of a limited menu of what you could have for lunch, but they had some lunch that was this is all included with your $99 per person ticket price. And then you got a beverage with lunch. I got a margarita. Margaritas, they're very weak. If you're not a big drinker, then that would be perfect for you, which is where I am. So it was perfect. Or you could have a soda or I believe beer they had for you available. Now, while you were eating, they would bring around a tablet, like a iPad kind of thing, where you could look at pictures to purchase because you're not able to have a GoPro or camera with you while you are swimming with the dolphins. We were able to have it for the kayaking, but not with the dolphins. The lady had said to me if I wanted to pay her, I think it was like $20 in cash, then she could take some money off of the price of the pictures. I think she said she would take $50 off, something like that. I was like, oh, well, that's pretty good. So I said, is there a discount if I pay all in cash? And honestly, that's where it got a little bit weird for me. She said that if I gave her $50 in cash, then I could pay the rest $150. So for a total of $200, I could pay that down in the gift shop where you would pay for the pictures. And she would include 2 prints for that. So $200 for all the digital downloads and then 2 prints. And if I gave her $50 cash, which, you know, isn't weird, I guess, in itself, except for she said that I had to give her the $50 under the table. It was just a weird experience altogether. Anyway, so we did that. It felt weird, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know how it works there. And so I was just kind of going with the flow that day. We paid for our pictures, got 2 prints, which were 8x10s. They were really nice. I got one of each of my kids. And then the gift shop was very small and way overpriced. So definitely we didn't get anything in there. They said our digital downloads would be available in about a couple days. We just met with our guide again that was taking us to our different places within Dolphinaris, and then they called for a cab. And then we did get taken back almost to where we were picked up. The other weird part of our experience was that it was not the exact spot that we were picked up. It was a couple blocks away, which had me a little nervous at first because, I mean, I'd never been to this part of Cozumel before, so I wasn't exactly sure where we were. But there was a full cab on the way back. So we were with about 10 other people or so. And so we were all kind of walking together, and we found our way very easily, but I just thought it was kind of odd that we were not dropped back in the exact same place that we were picked up. That was different. I don't know for me. So a couple concerns with that excursion. Overall, the memories of our adventure were great. The experiences were great. A couple concerns were the weird transaction for pictures at lunch, the cab not dropping us at the right place, and then also the dolphins had a little bit of marks on their skin. I've never had a dolphin encounter before. So to me, it seemed odd because they're not like in the water with predators. So I wouldn't think that there would be opportunities for them to be injured. I don't know how dolphins interact with each other. The trainers that were interacting with the dolphins during the excursion seemed to be very gentle with the animals, and the animals seemed to be receptive to them. So I'm not 100% sure like where those marks would come from. But I was a little concerned about that with the dolphins having marks on them. So all in all, the dolphin encounter at Dolphinaris, I really enjoyed the experience of interacting with the dolphins. It was unique. I've never done that before, and I definitely enjoyed it. My children enjoyed it. So the experience itself, that's what we went for. It wasn't about the kayaking or the snorkeling, but the dolphin encounter. I thought was a really unique experience. The value for the money, it was $99, which I think was not bad. The pictures were very expensive. I would really wish they would have had a picture inclusive package. That way, going in, you know exactly, there's not this weird negotiation happening under the table and things like that. But the value for the money in general was good. Pictures a little expensive, but what can you do? I would probably do this excursion again. I really enjoyed getting to know more information about dolphins and getting to interact with them. I don't know if I would do it at Dolphinaris. I would definitely like to try. I heard the one at Grand Cayman and the one in Jamaica were really good. We went to those two ports as well, so I would probably do a dolphin excursion again, but I would want to try a different location. Would I do it back at Dolphinaris if that was the only option? If you keep in mind the 3 weird things that happened during our time there, and that's okay with you, then it's probably a good excursion. I really liked the fact that it was very close to port. We didn't lose a lot of our time. There were other excursions in other ports that were like over an hour away, and this was close. So the proximity to the cruise ship was great. I really loved that. You got lunch with it. You got a nice encounter, a beautiful view of the ocean during lunch. So I thought that was nice as well. Have you ever done this particular excursion before? If so, let me know what your experience was like in the comments. If you have any questions about my experience even further than I already explained, please also let me know that in the comments as well. I hope you found this information helpful. And if so, don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you do not miss any more excursions or other information I have to bring to you. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep living the magic. Bye-bye.